I'm recording this now because I'm sat outside of the Asda and it's just happened, and it's another situation where being overweight to the extent that I am has had an effect on me. And I'm not gonna lie, it's made me a little bit sad and a bit like, oh God, it almost feels like it's never going to end, all the things that limit me because how overweight I am. And then I'm really annoyed with myself for letting myself get to it. So I've been talking to two of my friends about going to Disneyland Paris, and we were talking about booking this for October of this year. I was absolutely over the moon. I wanted to take the kids, thinking, oh my God, I'm finally going to get over my fear of flying. I'm going to be able to take them. I'll book as a cheap holiday. I'll find it end of September, beginning of October. That'll be perfect. And we'll be able to go to Paris. We'll be able to do all these things, and it's going to be wonderful. So I've been talking about it for probably about a week and a half. And then one of my friends has messaged me just now and said, oh, do you fancy meeting up for a cuppa? And we can have a look and get this booked in. And we'll go and take the kids, and we were like, oh, we're going to get Mickey Mouse ears, we're going to do this, we're going to have like matching hoodies, I'll print up the back, it'll be fantastic, wonderful. And I felt great because I was like, never have I ever thought about planning stuff like this. I'm going to start being more social, I'm going to get my confidence back, this is going to be wonderful. And then just at this split second, literally, we're in the car travelling from shopping, Oliver's just run into the supermarket, and my heart is just broken, and I've just thought, I can't go. I'm too fat to go on the rides. So I can't book it. And so then I've just had to message my friend and said, look, it's just dawned on me, I can't go. There is no amount of weight that I could sensibly lose per week by September, October time where I'm going to be able to go on the rides. And if I'm honest, sadly, like, I could go and I could just walk around and enjoy the shows and not go on the rides and not have to deal with all that. But the reality of that situation is, I don't want to. I don't want to be humiliated and be watching on from a distance, stood at the side while everybody else, like, I'll hold the bags and the prams or whatever it is I've got to hold while everybody else goes on the rides. It'll be horrible, and it'll reinforce in me like how ridiculous it is that I've let myself get to this state, and it'll be another thing that'll make me feel down and upset because I can't do it because I'm too fat to go on the rides, or too fat for this or too fat for that, and it'll ruin the experience. And if I'm going to be honest, like, going to Disneyland Paris would be a one-off thing for me. I wouldn't want to redo it, and it's not like I'm going to go this time and then go another time, so it's fine if I don't get the full experience. I don't want that. So, unfortunately, Paris and Disneyland is off for me this year, and maybe next year, if I can get myself down enough that I don't even know what size you'd need to be able to go on a ride, because I've avoided them for that long that I ain't got a clue. Like, what size do you have to be able to go on a ride? Like, on average, what clothes size would you have to be? Nowhere tells you. It's not, well, maybe I could Google it and find out and have that as like a mini aim. And that's where I am with that. It's weigh day tomorrow. This is the first of two weigh-ins where I'm trying to get a half stone down. So I got my 2.5 stone last week. So I want to get to 3 stone. And I must be feeling quite deflated because tonight I feel really anxious about going and getting weighed. I don't feel like I'm going to have lost anything. And it's almost like I really, 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 really want to get to that 3 stone mark. Not this week, but next week. And I just don't feel like I'm going to do it. I don't feel like I'm doing enough. I feel like I'm not losing any weight, and I'm not really making a great deal of changes, which is mad because I am. And I am trying, but just tonight, I just feel like that. So I've eventually got my Fitbit. Well, it's not a Fitbit, sorry, an Apple iWatch up and running. I didn't get it up and running until like this afternoon, so it's not been monitoring me all day. But I've decided to wear that all the time because then I can keep an eye on how active I am or not, and I'm going to increase my goals. So I've been doing the bronze award for Slimming World and I'm on my last week. But then as I go hopefully into my next award, which is going to be the silver, I would need to up my game a little bit and start exercising more. So I'm hoping this will help identify, and you can set yourself goals on it and stuff on your watch. So I'm thinking, though, that's a positive in it because I'll be able to do that. I have tried to have a super speedy week this week. The only thing I've really had is pasta last night because Oliver cooked because I worked late. Like I said, it's weigh day tomorrow, so I am a little bit terrified. She didn't give me my 10% award last week, which I achieved, so I'm going to pick that up. And I've put my certificates now, I've laminated them and put them on my fridge, so they're there all the time and they're not going to get wrecked and broken, because I think they're going to have to be stuck there for quite some time. And I'm trying to make a bit of a challenge out of collecting the certificates, just so I break it up, and so this isn't just like, oh, it's just all about how you look or how fat you are, because at the minute it's almost like I've like lost 2.5 stone in, is it 6 or 7 weeks, whatever it is, and it's still not enough because I'm still now coming up against, I daren't book this holiday to Paris because I'm too far. And then rather than looking at the positive things that I've changed, it then makes me have this little thing in my head that tells me like, oh, you're failing, you're not doing good enough, you haven't even achieved this, you can't do this, you can't do that. And that's where I'm at. However, I've got my Apple Watch going, and I am going to achieve them rings every single day because this is important to me and I need to sort this out. So, wish me good luck for tomorrow. I wish I could lose 3.5 pounds. I think it's just too much. I don't think I'm going to do it. But I suppose without hope, you can't achieve, can you? Without hope, you can't do anything. So I am hoping for trying my hardest. And then next week, I'm going to shift my arse more, because I'm starting on my silver award, so that should be pretty good. Well, it should be good for me. I have actually, in that note, inquired about getting one of the little mini steppers for at home, so I can keep walking and then doing like half an hour on that, or 15 minutes, or whatever I can achieve. I don't even know what I can achieve because it's easier not to try, isn't it? And that's how I've been. So now I'm actually going to try, and I'm going to start having a look at what I can do and then push myself just a little bit further every time until I achieve something that's an acceptable amount of exercise and stamina and things like that. So good luck for me for tomorrow. Fingers crossed for an okay weight loss. Honestly, a minute where I'm feeling any weight loss would do.